Hello, everyone, and welcome to the RuPaul's Drag Race after show right here on the stream.tv. We are live, so make sure you invite all of your drag buddies to come in and chat with us live. I am your host, Tony Moore, for this Countdown to the Crown episode, and I am joined by my lovely co-hosts. We have Christian and also Anastasia.
Hi.
And unfortunately, he is rolling down a river in his bathroom that just flooded. Jay is missing today, but we have little Miss Barbie with her lovely bitch face in her place.
Hey.
All right, so let's get right into this episode. Only a few episodes left before we find out who is the season 7 America's Drag Superstar.
I know who it is.
You know, you already know?
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Ginge.
Lies. So,
I would never lie.
I'm kidding. Well, we'll get to that later. Let's have a little bit of lunch with Ru.
Okay.
I always love this part of the show because A, they eat Tic Tacs. But this year, she decided to blend it into a smoothie.
I don't know about you guys, but I lost my shit. I lost my shit. She's like, I'm juicing now. And I was dying.
I love it. But what I also love is that, you know, the girls get to have a very personal moment with Ru, and we get to know them just a little bit more. And everyone has such an interesting story. Who knew that, you know, these girls battle these different demons, you know, and have had very, very interesting lives. Who did you guys kind of gravitate to during the Ru lunch?
I liked Violet. And
Yeah.
I know she had like the least sentimental one. But at the end of the day, like she has this undeniable confidence about her.
Yeah.
And she is the rock. And I think the only time we'll ever see Violet cry is if she wins the crown.
I have
Yeah.
to give them props, all of them, because it was just a feel-good show. Not feel-good, but like, you know, I don't even know, like open, and you got all the feelings, and I like
Yeah, for that particular
Yeah,
part. There was
yeah.
some shade thrown at the end.
There was some
Yeah.
shade, but I
Yeah.
like that too.
You know, I think that Violet was very misunderstood this season. I think we thought she was just a shady, shady queen. But I think that she, you know, when you just exude a confidence about yourself, it can come across as cocky, it comes across as shade.
Bitchy.
But I think she is actually learning and taking in the criticism and trying to change herself, which I thought was really good.
You know, she might change her image after this and become like America's sweetheart.
Yeah, like Tatiana.
We've seen this before.
We have. Very interesting with Kennedy Davenport discussing, you know, the death of her father and how they didn't have a great relationship before, but things got better. And this was the first time she decided to audition for Drag Race, and she did it for her dad. And I thought that was very commendable.
Those are the moments that I talk about that make me like love Kennedy, when she shows the vulnerability, when
Yeah.
she stops being so judgmental and bitchy for just a moment and just
Yeah.
shows how sweet of a person she is, and then she fucks it up at the end, but that's a different story for a different time. But that was a beautiful moment.
Yeah,
Right.
and I think a lot of people can identify with having a difficult relationship with somebody in their family, losing them, and, you know, going on. I know I can, and I know it probably touched so many people that she shared that with
It was
everybody.
beautiful.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah.
beautiful You can't, well, you probably can because there's very talented actors right there. But it was a very genuine moment.
Yeah.
Would be hard to fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what did you guys think about Pearl and Ginger during the Ru lunch?
I
I feel like their stories were kind of similar. maybe?
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard if your story is your story, or
Yeah.
your story is your story.
Yeah.
I don't really want you to come on fake and like create
Yeah.
drama. So
Yeah.
that's who they are.
Well, I mean, Pearl was like, it's very hard for me to open up, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, we get it. We saw it this entire season. You were very closed. And then Ginger with hers, I don't know, like it's very hard to talk about that lunch period because it's comical with the Tic Tac, it's comical in the beginning, and they do that for the fact that
It's about to get real serious.
It's about to get real,
deep.
real quick.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
wait, that's not a legitimate new diet?
The Tic Tac diet?
The Tic Tac
I wonder why they
juicer?
do the Tic Tacs. I know someone's gonna comment hatefully that I don't know
Well,
why.
you know, I think Tic Tacs. It's almost like the Cuba cheese joke. You know, it's like a gag.
I used
sort
to
of a
tell people when they're like, I'm fat, I'm like, yeah, I can see the Tic Tac you had for lunch 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I guess they got my It's a joke.
I'm 2 flues away from my goal weight.
So we have the music video shoot and another acting challenge for #BornNaked. And we saw that they all kind of struggled a little bit with the challenge.
Except for Kennedy. She did very well with the lip singing aspect of it.
She did great with the lip singing aspect of it, the dance part of it. Like I really enjoyed watching her. I thought that out of all 4 of them, she was the most professional looking and the most prepared.
I would agree.
And then you got to each one of the girls, and it was their turn to be in front of Candace Kane. It's like wigs were coming off, wigs were sliding back, earrings were coming off, and Kennedy's like, girl.
Well, that's good, because I wanted to actually bring up the Pat when I said she was throwing shade, and now I don't like her. I loved her in the beginning, hated her at the end of it, and I was like, okay, you went home. I would have shed a tear for you, but you ruined it. Every time she does something good, she likes to bring down everyone else. Every time she does something bad, she's like, well, I'm not an actress. I'm not this, that, and the other. I'm not that. She got on people's faces for not being a seamstress and stuff in the beginning, and then she lip syncs for a sewing challenge. It's just, I don't know.
But
it just made me, I got a little rageful.
Do you think that it was shade just clocking being a professional and showing up to a set and being prepared and making sure that you know the elements that are going to work against you. So you should have your wig pinned down if there's wind. You should make sure that your earrings are glued because you're coming onto a professional
Absolutely.
set.
That is something you should have your stuff together at this point. You should.
You're absolutely right. But then at the later challenge, when it was an acting challenge, bitch didn't know her lines. So she has this professionalism. She used the wrong word. What word did she use?
Condone.
Condone.
Was she supposed to say conduct?
Conduct.
Yeah.
I condone this. I condone
Bless
that.
it.
I condone. But it's a professionalism that she has, every acting challenge has failed to bring up.
Right.
And like I said, I love Kennedy for some parts, but then she fucks it up. And she fucked it up and became a hypocrite this episode for me.
Well, I mean, I feel like at this point they've had how many acting challenges and how many dance challenges?
That's what I'm saying.
Like
Stop
at
with the
this
excuses.
point, you should just be able to do it and just have fun with it. And speaking of the acting challenge, a lot of people I feel like came out of their shell with this because, well, first I would like to point out Ru. I love when Ru is a part of the acting challenge because he is so into whatever character he's in and doesn't break. Like, even when they were cut, he was still in his character. So which were the standouts for you guys as far as the acting challenge? Because we did have a few breakout people. Pearl did great as the pill popping mom.
As the mom.
Amazing.
I love Violet Shade. Oh, Pearl plays a good pill popper.
Like,
Good?
That was a good read. But that was a good read.
Right.
Sorry.
Marijuana's not a pill. Well, we don't know if that's her thing.
but
I love Pearl.
of course, Ginger knocks it out of the park because that's just
Not shocking
her
at
thing.
all.
Yeah. And I felt like Kennedy could have pulled up a little bit. Violet did okay at some points, but I feel like the characters were laid out for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there was no reason to, like, fail at this. It was just as simple as having fun, and you all know these types of characters. You know the person who is like a queen on the outside but is trying to give butch realness on the, a queen on the inside trying to give butch realness on the outside. You have the childlike person, and then you have the moms that's just like,
It's time to go balls to the wall with it. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You
it's
got to
top
go
four.
in.
Yeah.
It's not like their balls are facing the wall anyway.
They're totally facing the wall.
They're totally facing the wall. I love, I
in a
must
very
say, I did
awkward
like
position.
Violet 2 out of the 3 times. Even as the boy, she played it better than most. By most, I mean like Pearl and, well, no, Pearl did very good as the boy too. I don't know. I really
You're
like the
reading
acting
today.
challenge. I'm not reading. I'm just a little spiteful. Not a little spiteful. I'm grumpy.
But then
didn't get my
again,
morning snack.
during the acting challenge, Matthew Anderson had to kind of push Pearl to like get angry, and it's like, Pearl is great and she is a different form of drag, but at the same time, how much longer are everyone's gonna have to hold their hands in order for her to like just be able to do it herself?
At this point, nobody should be holding anybody's hand. I'm
is
sorry. But in my opinion, you shouldn't be holding anybody's hands the moment you step on to Drag Race.
But how many chances are they going to give her? I love Pearl. I do think that she is going to be one of the most popular queens if she does stay relevant in Drag Race history.
I think she will.
Yeah. Unfortunately, she's been given chance after chance after chance after chance.
Yeah.
And there's other queens that they fuck up once and they go the fuck home.
Yeah.
Well, she's a real crowd favorite.
Well,
she
yeah.
is. She really is. So.
Well, so the queens also discussed their first impressions of each other when they first got there. If we can think back, because this has been a very trying season, who stood out to you guys when they first came into the workroom?
Katya.
Katya?
I'm gonna say I've been on board with Ginger from the beginning, but I'm gonna also say Pearl stood out to me. I'm trying to think of who else.
Who's the one that had the baby?
That had the baby.
Yeah, when she walked in. God damn, I interviewed her this weekend.
Was it Tempest?
Tempest du Jour.
Tempest
She
du
stood
Jour.
out, but that's because she gave birth.
Well, yeah,
It's great.
Sometimes you give birth on stage.
Yeah,
or
and Jasmine Masters really stood out when she walked in.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
She does have a presence to her.
I just love when she walked in and she's like, I am H-E-R-E.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Is that your new line?
That is. I actually, whenever I walk in, I do that. So,
How have we missed that?
right. I don't know. So let's go to the main challenge, which was a lot. So they had to show their best drag look.
Right.
There was also a moment where they revealed these lovely baby photos and what they would tell the younger versions of themselves.
Which, wow, that's a difficult. I mean.
Yeah. And then, of course, the acting challenges and that final question of why should you be America's Next Drag Superstar? For me, the runway, I felt like
That wasn't the best of any of their runways.
no, especially if it's your best drag. For me, I feel like drag is like over the top, huge. Like they walk out and it's like, oh my god, like this is drag. And I felt like the only person who came close to that was Kennedy.
Yeah, I was about to say, I liked Kennedy's.
Yeah.
Her dress was very well done, very nice.
Yes,
But the
yes.
rest of them were like, okay, Pearl, it looks like every other outfit that you just...
Do you think they were playing it safe on purpose? Because
This is no time to play it safe.
No,
I
think
agree.
This is not safe
Here's the
auto.
thing,
You
though.
have to like
Here's
push the
thing,
limit.
though. I think the issue was every single one of them kind of feared of going home before, so they put on a really nice dress to do that.
Yeah.
So at the end, they're like, oh shit, what do I have at the bottom of my bag? That's what it
No,
felt like,
you
me,
should-
very
you
bottom
should-
of the bag drag.
You should always come prepared. I think they all look great. Ginger Minge looked like the evening gown portion of a pageant, which
She looked like a
was
scoop
great.
of vanilla ice cream. It was so boring.
But I mean, all the fringe and all the
Okay,
rhinestones
I'm sorry,
down
a
at the
car
bottom, it
wash.
looked
She looked
great.
like a car wash that was all white. Boring.
Right.
I would go to that car wash, though.
You would.
I would.
You would laugh the
She
whole
had a
entire
hose
time.
too,
I
if you know what
would.
I'm saying.
And Violet looked great, but it was a pantsuit.
Yeah.
I do believe that I think it went from Kennedy to Violet, but the thing is, Violet every single week had like the most jaw-dropping runway.
She did. And so I kind of have to agree with Michelle Visage when she was like, did you run out of clothes? And Violet was like, no. And she's like, well, this isn't your best drag. And then Ross was like, I kind of see where you're going. And she's like, I'm glad that you get it. But I'm like, I feel like you look great, but
Yeah.
is this really your best drag? Because
She
you've had
never
some
kn-
jaw-dropping
I
moments
think
this
they
whole
were
season.
Never
afraid
not
to
looks
take.
great.
Yeah.
I think they were afraid to take a risk, and because they're just scared. It's towards the end.
Like I said, I think it's
And
the
this is
bottom
not
of
the
the
time.
bag drag.
Yeah.
Because they never say anything negative the last runway. They never have anything bad to say. You literally have to look bad for them. Because even last season, with Courtney Act wearing the sparkling dress that she was showing so much skin, and every time she showed skin, Michelle Visage was like, you're relying on the body. She was like, I love the dress. You know, it's
Yeah.
very hard not to get complimented on the last moment.
Well,
Apparently not.
so question for you guys, like they did in the show, what would you tell your younger self? I think they all did between like the ages of like 4 and 7. For me, I would tell my younger self to take more risks and do not be afraid to be you.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think mine would be very similar. I was like, a performer as a kid too, so I would just think, it gets rough, but keep going.
Yeah.
You know?
You're great. You're always gonna be great. Stay great. Be happy.
Okay. Well,
And
that's
that
nice.
ass.
And
And hashtag that ass.
Hashtag that ass. No? Okay.
And so with the final question of, why should you be America's next drag superstar?
I should be next. Oh, no, not
Oh,
me.
no, I mean,
not
it
me.
wasn't a question to you,
Oh, wasn't
but
a question
it
to
was
me?
the question
Oh,
in the
sorry.
show.
Oh.
So who did you guys, gravitate to and go, oh my God, that is it. That's you did a great job answering that question.
Bianca Del Rio.
She wasn't in this
Oh,
season?
sorry.
I think it's hard too because, we just came from DragCon and we heard them in person talk about it.
Yes.
And I think the funniest answer that I got was from Ginger saying, "I'm broke, bitch. I need this shit." And I love that.
Dead.
I love that
Loved
honesty.
It. Dead.
So I don't know. That's my.
I
favorite.
thought Ginger on the show, she definitely had a great speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I like that. Like I said, I liked. The only one that I can say I wasn't very proud of is the one that went home. I thought they all had a great speech. They all had good points. And you know what? Honestly, I don't have a running favorite for this season. I don't.
I don't think very many people do.
But I will be happy with any of them. I just won't be ecstatic for the one that I want to win.
Speaking of eliminations and going home and all that, I think you somewhat brought that up. The lip sync where everyone had to lip sync. What did you guys think about the lip sync?
They should have gone. They should have just done
Two?
two against two, head to head, lip sync. Like Violet and I think Ginger could have stood up next to Kennedy and it would have been fine, and Violet and Pearl could have stood up next to each other and it would have been fine. But all four of them on the stage, just someone was about to get smacked.
I thought it was just like blah.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know. Maybe they could have raised the stakes where it could have been like 2-on-2, and then they would have had to battle. Been eliminated.
It just kind of felt like they didn't want it. Like they didn't want it strong enough. You know what I mean? Like, this is your chance and opportunity to be a part of the top 3.
Yeah.
Who wants it? And I didn't feel like anyone wanted it. Like, I am lip singing for my life.
Well, I think it was an exhausting episode for the contestants, but then I think it was also kind of a lazy episode for half of it, like half and half, where I could see how emotionally exhausting it could be.
Yeah.
But then the other
But
stuff.
still, you got to tough it out.
The
You
other
gotta do it.
stuff.
So at the end, Kennedy Davenport had to sashay away.
She did.
And our top 3 gals are Violet Chachki, Pearl, and Ginger Minj. Which I knew that was going to be the top 3. I had felt it. I said it. I was always between Pearl and Kennedy. Like I
was in
didn't know
between
which two
Pearl
were
and
gonna be
Katya.
there.
I really do think. I think if Katya would have been here this episode, she would have been top 3. I really wish Kennedy would have gone home episode 4 because she would have saved her image, and we would have probably had a different top 3.
Right.
But that's not how it went.
No.
I know, and my heart will go on.
It will. Thank you, Celine Dion. Well, you guys stick around. We have more RuPaul's Drag Race After Show coming up with your fan questions and a little discussion about the first ever DragCon in history. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
This season of Hey Queen is going to be a ball, darling.
About to get my girls, cause you know we run the world. Sit down, welcome to my world, cause it's gonna be a twirl. On season 3 with Lady Red and Johnny. Do you want to vote for me? Let's cut up for me, let's go. Hey Queen, so you wanna sit with me? Hey Queen, what you mean mugging me? Hey Queen, is it cause I'm fabulous? I'm sick and neat and I'm on fleek. Hey Queen, watch while I throw my hair. Hey Queen, do you see me standing there? Hey Queen, do you wanna go over there? Sick and neat and I'm on fleek. Hey Queen. Hey Queen. Hey Queen. I'm sick and neat and I'm on fleek. Now 1 to 1 to 1 1. Now 2 to 2 to 2 2. Now 3 to 3 to 3 3. And hold that fucking pose for me. Hey Queen.
This is the gayest fucking show of all time.
Yeah, I have a lot of Twitter stuff.
All right, kitty cats, we are back with more RuPaul's Drag Race After Show. Hopefully you are joined in on our live conversation. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to the stream.tv. Hello, you already in the chat room. Just push the button. All right, so what are people ranting and raving about on this episode, Anastasia?
Well, let's go to Twitter.
Okay.
Our first is from @Ruckus Production. It says, "Do you agree with the final 3?" Well, I think we already kind of covered that.
I agree.
I agree. I'm
I
good.
agree.
I'm good.
Like I said, I just wish,
Katya?
Katya was back.
It's all right.
Okay.
My heart will go on.
And we have @Jason Caceres, and he's saying, "Whose final runway look did you enjoy the most?"
The final runway with that I enjoyed the most?
Kennedy.
Whew.
Oh, we had some.
That
we
was a
had
moment.
Some, yeah,
Jinx.
twin.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna take it to the car wash.
Take it to the
Ginger?
car wash.
Yeah.
I mean, if
to
she
the
would
car
have
wash.
put if she would have
taking
put
it.
on a bigger pair of earrings and a few necklaces and maybe a bracelet and dyed it a couple of colors, then I would say it too. But
Ooh.
I
Was
mean,
that shade?
I think that was really shady, and I think I'm a little hurt.
I mean, the thing is, I love Ginger Min. She's the glamour toad. That wasn't very glamorous of her.
All right.
And who else?
We got @Shiran.
Yes, Shiran.
Shiran.
She already had herself.
Now that you met the queens personally, who is your winner? Ginger.
Okay.
I don't know. Because the thing is, okay, like I said, I will be happy with any of the top 3 winning. But the thing is, I even met some that I didn't know. Like, I met Jasmine this weekend, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
You're so nice in person.
She's very nice.
And Ginger's so nice in person, and Violet's so nice in person, and Miss Fame's so nice in person, and it's so hard to decide.
I think I know who my season 8 winner should be.
I'm not gonna do it.
Do it! Do it! You guys.
If you were on season 8, I would die.
I would die.
Not literally.
Oh, well then I
but-
can't do it. I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
So let's talk about the first ever RuPaul's Drag Race.
Okay.
DragCon, or RuPaul's DragCon. You know what? I had to stop myself from doing that all weekend because every time I say RuPaul is always followed by Drag Race, and I had to stop and say, DragCon. So
DragCon.
all 3 of us were there
Yes.
in different capacities.
True.
I was handling the panels, so I was the coordinator of all the panels upstairs, which
Running all over the place.
all over the place, which were really great. They had a Matthew Anderson Q&A. RuPaul gave a keynote. They had panels about how to pad, how to do makeup, how to tuck. We had a
How to
church
walk.
service, a runway tutorial. So there was a lot going on, and the energy of DragCon was bananas.
It was amazing.
Bananas. Like thousands and thousands and thousands of you fans traveled to Los Angeles this past weekend to attend the first ever DragCon, and it was ridiculous.
It was awesome also to see some of the people that watched this show and they said hi to
Yeah.
us.
Yes.
We love you guys.
Oh my God, thank you so much for pulling us aside and saying hi. It was so cool.
And I'm
Yes.
sorry if I had resting bitch face sometimes. It's just the way my face is.
And a lot of queens were there from all the seasons. Mariah
Yeah.
Balenciaga, Angina, Tammy Brown, Raven, Jujubee, Latrice Royale, Milk, Trixie Mattel.
You could see all your
Katya.
favorites.
First, it goes on and
Yes,
on and on and on.
Even other celebrities like Faith Evans, Jordan Sparks, Cheryl Lee Ralph, Martha Wash, like all these people who have been seen on Drag Race at some point in time.
And
they
even
were all
some
there.
nerdy. If you're nerdy, Will Wheaton was around. I don't know if anybody got that, but Will
Wheaton.
Will Wheaton.
Why does that name sound familiar?
Because if you're a nerd, you've seen Star Trek, and he was on Star Trek.
Interesting. Nerd.
Wesley Crusher.
So how did you guys enjoy the DragCon?
It was amazing.
We enjoyed it.
Yeah, we enjoyed
enjoyed
it.
it.
It was enjoyed. It was enjoyed.
And things were bought.
Things were bought. I
Because they
spent
had
money
some
on things.
amazing exhibitors.
Yeah.
Wigs, makeup, just everything. Fake boobs.
Yeah.
Which
Yep.
I don't need, but
No.
that was amazing to feel them and see them.
I liked the Mother Pluckers booth because they had all these like feathery like head pieces
Yeah.
and stuff.
I was like, where can I wear this to?
To Ralph's.
The grocery store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
duh.
Duh.
It's my new Target outfit.
Duh. All right, now
loved it.
we have already kind of chatted about this. We've already kind of given our thoughts, but in 2 weeks, we are going to crown the new winner of season 7 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Let me get my paper.
Okay.
Who do you think
Mine's not shocking.
will win, and why? We'll start this way.
I put Violet. I also put her Twitter handle. She never lip synced. Her confidence is amazing. When I got to meet her, she had such a great energy to her. She was so nice. Honestly, from the beginning, she's the bitch to beat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bitch to beat.
Oh, me? Okay.
Anastasia.
Shockingly, Ginger.
How funny, because I said Ginger too.
What? Twinsies!
Okay, so why do you think Ginger will win?
I think her acting's on point. I think she could learn how to sew, but I think her acting is on point, and I just want a curvy girl to win it. I just do, and it doesn't, it helps a lot that she's a really cool person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I think her personality, she's funny. She's very talented, and I think she might be a little bit different of a queen than what we've had. It's a little on the same plane of Bianca Del Rio because she's a comedy queen. I think Ginger is like a comedy queen as well.
I agree, but I feel like there's a different energy to that.
There's definitely, I think Ginger is a little more relatable, and I think fans would just enjoy being around her and being like, oh my God, you're just funny to Kiki with.
Like I said, I love Ginger Minch. Check out my interview with Ginger Minch. She's phenomenal. She's great. She's awesome. Like I said, I just think, from the beginning, she started top winner first challenge, top 2 the second challenge. She stayed steadily at the top or safe throughout the entire show. Yeah. I really do think Violet deserves it. I love her. She's great. She's a model.
How do you truly feel?
Right.
That Pearl also is a good runner. She's a good one.
Okay.
But too bad no one mentioned her in this show. All right.
If Jay was here, he would have done one of these.
Jay, what do you think?
I'll do my best Jay impression. Let me get that camera. Okay. Pearl, if you're here. I'm just kidding. No.
Was that Shane?
That was a read.
No, but
that was a read.
I
Thank
do
you.
believe Pearl is phenomenal, and I do think she would also be. Like I said, I'll be happy with any of them.
Barbie
My
thinks,
top runner is Violet.
Barbie thinks Pearl.
Well, that's because
Barbie.
they're right. Pearl owns that outfit.
They
Really
look
do.
very much the same. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, as you guys are debating on who your winner is, make sure you tweet us all throughout the week using the hashtag RDR7AS and let us know your thoughts, and also let us know your favorite moments from this past season. Hopefully you got one. We'll see you next week for another great and wonderful Dragalicious after show, RuPaul's Drag Race after show, right here on thestream.tv. Ta-tas for now. For more RuPaul's Drag Race Season 7 after show, make sure you subscribe to thestream.tv.